Good morning. In this session, we will discuss three phase full converter. In our last session, we had gone through half wave converter, and in this session, we will discuss full converter. The figure for full converter, you can see that here we have six thyristors, two thyristors each in three legs. As we have seen in our inverters, three phase inverters, that the thyristors were numbered as 1, 3, and 5 in positive group, and they were numbered as 4, 6, and 2 in negative group. So, same numbering here we are following 1, 3, 5 in positive side and 4, 6, 2 in the negative side. Soon we will come to know what is the advantage of using such numbering. Now, if we analyze our three phase converter, the analysis can be done either by three phase voltages or line voltages. Here, the analysis becomes simpler if we follow the line voltages rather than phase voltages. So, we have six set of line voltages: VAB, VBC, and VCA. VBC lags behind VAB by 120 degree, and VCA lags behind VBC by 120 degree. And along with this, we have negative of VAB. This is negative of VAB. Negative of VAB is VBA voltage. VBA. Negative of VBC, that is along this curve. This is VCB. And negative of VCA is VAC. So, in totality, we have six such line voltages. This complete duration is 360 degrees. If we analyze from this instant, then 2 pi will come out here. Since we are analyzing from this instant, it will come out till here. Okay. So, here we can see that this 360 degree, is, just a second, that this 360 degree is divided into 6 intervals: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, each interval will be of duration of 60 degrees. Okay, each such duration is of duration 60 degree. So, if we want to trigger thyristor T1, from this figure you can see thyristor T1 can be triggered when T1 is forward biased. That means voltage A should be greater than voltage B and voltage C. A should be greater than B and C. So, if we go through these set of voltages, then you can see that in this interval, this is VAB voltage, means VA is higher than VB. VA is positive in this interval, and this is VAC, that means A is positive with respect to C. So, in totality, thyristor T1 can conduct from this interval to this interval. This is the minimum firing angle for thyristor T1. This becomes alpha is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T1. I am talking about just thyristor T1, and this thyristor T1 can conduct for a duration of 120 degrees. Okay, so T1 can conduct for total duration of 120 degree along these two curves, these two portions, that is 120 degree portion. Now if we talk about T2, then T2 can be triggered when C is negative. C is negative with respect to A and B. Okay, so let us see when C is negative. If you check this voltage, then this is VAC. AC means C is negative with respect to A, and if you analyze this portion, this is VBC, that means C is negative with respect to B. So in this interval, C is negative with respect to either A or either B. So T2 can be triggered at this interval, this instant. This instant is alpha is equal to 0 for thyristor T2. Thyristor T2 can conduct for a duration of 120 degree. Just now we have seen that thyristor T1 can be triggered here. This is firing instant of thyristor T1 if alpha is kept equal to 0 degree, and this is the instant where thyristor T2 can be triggered. Similarly, we can see for T3. Okay, and we will stop at T3. We will, if we want, we can similarly analyze for T4, T5, T6 and so on. But for now, let us analyze for T3. T3 can be triggered when you can see that B is positive with respect to A and C. That means VBA voltage or VBC voltage. So where is VBA voltage and VBC voltage? VBA voltage and VBC voltage, that means this duration. So here thyristor T3 can be triggered and it can conduct for a duration of 120 degree. So we have easily analyzed that T1 can be triggered at this instant, T2 can be triggered at this instant, T3 can be triggered at this instant. Similarly, T4, T5 and T6 can be triggered at this instant. So this becomes a sequential firing of 6 thyristors. First T1 will get triggered, then after 60 degree T2 will be triggered, then after 60 degree T3 will be triggered, and so on. Okay, if T1 is triggered at an angle alpha degree, then still it will conduct for 120 degrees. Okay, the conduction angle will be 120 degree, because for positive half cycle total angle is 360 degree. So each thyristor will conduct for 120 degree each, and similarly in negative group each thyristor will conduct for 120 degree each. Now let us analyze our output voltage waveform for firing angle alpha is equal to 60 degree. If alpha is kept 60 degree, that means T1 will not be triggered at this instant, but it will be triggered after a delay of 60 degree. That means at this instant. This becomes firing instant of T1. It will be delayed by 60 degree. So here you can see that T1 is triggered at this instant, and it will conduct for a duration of 120 degree. So similarly, T2, which could have been conducted at this instant for alpha is equal to 0, will now conduct at this angle, that means at a delay of 60 degree. So here T2 is triggered and T2 will conduct for 120 degree. Similarly, T3 will be triggered at this instant and T3 will conduct for 120 degree. T4 will be triggered at this instant and T4 will conduct for 120 degree. T5 will be triggered at this instant and T5 will conduct for 120 degree. Okay, so this table you can observe is for positive group thyristors and negative group thyristors. First T1 is triggered, then T2 is triggered, then T3 is triggered, then T4 is triggered, then T5 is triggered, and then T6 is triggered. Only the difference is that with respect to this firing sequence is delayed by an angle of 60 degrees. Now let us analyze our voltage. If you analyze this portion, then you can see that thyristor T5 and T4 are conducting, and if T5 and T4 are conducting, then the load voltage will be equal to C terminal will be here and A terminal will come here, because T4 and T5 are short circuited. So voltage that will appear across the load will be VCA voltage. Okay, you can again observe, since T5 is short circuited, C terminal will come at the upward side, and since T4 is short circuited, this A terminal will come towards the downward side. So voltage appearing across the load will be VCA. Just our task will be to check VCA voltage in this duration. In this duration we have to check VCA voltage. Where is VCA voltage? VCA voltage is this. This is VCA voltage. Let us retrace it. This is VCA voltage. Okay. So in this interval, VCA voltage is this much. This much is VCA voltage. Okay, so this is VCA voltage for a duration of omega t is equal to 0 to 60 degree. Then in second interval we have conduction of T5 and T6. If T5 and T6 are conducting, then C will come at the upward side, and along with the T6 thyristor, B will conduct at downward side. So now the voltage will be VCB voltage. Okay, so let us check what is VCB voltage in this second interval. Where is VCB? VCB is this voltage or this voltage. So in this interval, that means in this interval VCB voltage is this. So this we have drawn VCB voltage. Similarly, for all the 6 voltages, if we analyze, we will get a load voltage of shape like this. Let us check for third step also. If we check for third step, then you can see that in third step, that means in this interval, thyristors conducting are T1 and T6. and if T1 and T6 are conducting, so because of T1 short circuiting, A will come this side, and because of T6 short circuiting, B will come this side. So this voltage will be equal to VAB voltage in third interval. So in third interval, you can see we have VAB voltage. VAB voltage is this voltage. VAB voltage in third interval. That means this interval. This is VAB voltage. Okay. So similarly, we can analyze for all these steps. This is the instantaneous voltage for alpha is equal to 60 degree. Likewise, we can analyze our voltages for different firing angles. Let us check for, in this you can observe that voltage was never negative, it was always positive. The instantaneous voltage is always positive. Now let us check for alpha is equal to 90 degree. That means with respect to this sequence, the next sequence will be 30 degree delayed. This is 60 degree and this is 90 degree. That means with respect to 60 degree, 90 degree will be 30 degree delayed. 30 degree delay means thyristor T1, which was conducting in previous case at this instant, will now conduct after a delay of 30 degree. Similarly, T1, which was conducting at this interval, will conduct after a delay of 30 degree. Okay, this half duration. Similarly, you can see that T4, which was conducting at this interval, will conduct after a delay of 30 degree. Okay, you must remember that this one interval is a duration of 60 degree and halfway between them is 30 degrees. So this is the table of thyristors conducting for alpha is equal to 90 degree. Now we will do same thing. Let us observe for first portion. First portion is T3 and T4 are conducting. If T3 and T4 are conducting, then you can see that because of T3, B will come this side, and before of T4, A will come this side. So voltage appearing will be VBA voltage. Okay, VBA voltage. Now you can analyze that what is VBA voltage. VBA, this was VBA voltage. If we trace it, then this is VBA voltage, and for a duration of omega t is equal to 0 to 30 degree, that means in this duration 0 to 30 degree, this is VBA voltage. This is VBA voltage. Okay, likewise we can analyze for all the other steps also. Let us check randomly one step. Let us check for, let us say, one second, let us erase it. Now let's check for this interval where T1 and T6 are conducting. T1 and T6 are conducting. If you go through our previous circuit, 1 and 6 will mean VAB voltage. VAB voltage. Let's see. You can see that in this portion we have VAB voltage. VAB voltage. Okay, this is VAB voltage, and VAB voltage can be drawn. This is VAB voltage. VAB voltage can be drawn. This is VAB voltage. This one. Okay, we want during this interval. During this interval, so we have this voltage VAB. Okay, so it is very easy to analyze the shape of load voltage that is appearing across our load. We only have to check which thyristors are conducting and what will be the voltage appearing across the load, and we can check that load from the supply. Here you can see that for alpha is equal to 90 degree, the average voltage is becoming 0. For alpha is equal to 60 degree, the average voltage was positive. For alpha is equal to 90 degree, for average voltage is 0. And likewise, if you check for another set of firing angle, then for alpha is equal to 150 degree, the average voltage will be negative. The instantaneous value is always negative. You will get negative voltages. Okay, and we have seen in our single phase converters that load current is always positive, whether the voltage is negative or positive. So if voltage is VAB, the positive current IAB will flow. If voltage is VAC, positive current IAC will flow, and so on. So if you talk about current, this is current flowing through A phase. Okay, we have only analyzed A phase. If we want to analyze B phase, then we will have IBC current here and IBA current here. Okay, since it is A phase, we will only check where there are A suffix, IAB and IAC, IAB and IAC. Okay, and when voltage is reversed, the current will be reversed. Okay, now it must be noted that load current I0 is always positive, but the current flowing through this A terminal, this can be positive as well as negative. Okay, at one set of voltage it is positive, and for another set of voltage it is negative. So for VAB, if current is positive, then for VBA current will be negative. You can check here that for VAB voltage we have drawn positive current, and for VBA voltage we have drawn negative current. Okay, this waveform will be useful while analyzing our RMS value of line current, line A, line B and line C. Now if we want to check our average voltage V0, so we have taken 160 degree duration. Okay, but this was duration for alpha is equal to 0 degree. Rather than alpha 0 degree, we have kept alpha is equal to, this was alpha is equal to, sorry, this was alpha is equal to 0 degree. We have taken this as our new origin. Okay, this is our new y-axis. This total angle is 60 degree, so 30 degree here and 30 degree here. Okay, but since the firing angle is alpha degree, this will be delayed by alpha here, and it will be delayed by alpha here. So for this y-axis, you can see that this interval is now 30 degree alpha minus 30 degree, 30 degree minus alpha. Okay, total is 30 degree and this much is alpha, so this becomes 30 degree minus alpha. Similarly, this is 30 degree and this is alpha, so this total will become 30 degree plus alpha. Right side is 30 degree plus alpha and left side is 30 degree minus alpha. So if we check for our load voltage, the lower limit will be negative. Remember that this is y-axis, so the lower limit will be negative of 30 degree minus alpha and the upper limit will be 30 degree plus alpha. Pi by 6 is 30 degree. And for this y-axis, this curve is cos omega t rather than sin omega t. For this origin it was sin omega t, and for this changed y-axis it is cos omega t. So in this case we will multiply voltage by cos omega t, and remember that these are line voltages, so we will put VML rather than VMP, and by integrating this we come to our voltage final value, that is 3 by pi VML cos alpha. You can check that in half wave we were getting 3 by 2 pi VML cos alpha, and in this case we are getting 3 by pi VML cos alpha. That means the average voltage is doubled. The average voltage here in this case is multiplied by a factor of 2. Similarly, by integrating Vm square cos square omega t, we can get our RMS value, and by taking under root of all this, and this final value we get as V not RMS. Okay, we have not written the initial expression, we have directly written our final expression for RMS value of output voltage. Okay. Now if we assume our load current to be constant, in this figure, if we assume our load current to be constant in nature, this can happen if load is highly inductive. Rather than ripple, it is constant in nature. Okay. So what will happen, that if we consider one line current, then this is 180 degree. For a duration of 180 degree, this is next 180 degree. For duration of 180 degree, we have current I naught for a duration of 120 degree. Out of 180 degree, we get current for duration of 120 degree. From this we can calculate our RMS value. This will be I naught square multiplied by the factor where the current is available, and this is 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3 is 120 degree divided by pi, that is 180 degree. 120 degree by 180 degree. Okay, this comes out as I naught multiplied by under root 2 by 3. This is our line current, any one line current. This is I naught root 2 by 3. But if we check for our thyristor current will be positive only. It will not be negative. Okay, so positive current that is flowing through thyristor will be for a duration of 120 degree in 360 degrees. You will not get negative current in thyristor. So 120 degree in 360 degree. So here we have multiplied by 120 degree and divided by 360 degree. Time duration multiplied by I naught square under root. You will get the RMS value. This comes out as I naught root 1 by 3. Okay. So this was our expression for line current and thyristor current. Remember that these are RMS values. This is line current RMS value and this is thyristor current RMS value. So this was our three-phase full converter. In next lecture we will deal with three-phase semi converter. Thank you.